Hello everyone, this is Dear God Tinklehoy, and today I plan to give a full manga review for the manga that I promised a full review 4 months ago. And that manga is none other than Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue. Now, Slam Dunk is a sports manga that focuses on high school basketball, and the story follows a delinquent high school student whose name is Sakuragi, as he is convinced to join the basketball team by the girl he likes. So he joins the basketball team not because he's interested in basketball, but because he sees it as a way to impress her and get her to like him. And that's where our story starts. Oh, when Sakuragi joins the basketball team, there are a lot of people that have doubts as to what his intentions are. Some think he doesn't have what it takes to make it on the team, and some just think he isn't into basketball and is there for the wrong reasons, probably just to make fun of them. So from there on, we see Sakuragi train to become a better player, to earn a spot on the basketball team, because before he joined, he actually knew nothing of basketball. He was tall, but he didn't even know the basics of basketball. And this is where we see him kind of make jokes. He calls himself a master, he calls himself a genius, and stuff like that. And he's like, why do I need to pass the ball to somebody? Passing is for poor people, it's for you lower players. Like, I just want to slam dunk. And he fails because he can't slam dunk. He doesn't know the basics of basketball. He just doesn't know anything. That's basically it. So we see him train to earn a spot on the team. And this is really good because we get to see, because this is the main character that doesn't know anything about what he's doing. He's trying to learn and become a better player. And yes, like I stated earlier, he isn't really serious about basketball. But as the manga goes on, he gets serious, man. He really does. He begins to love the game. He begins to hate losing. He begins to put his all into his performances. Now, I want to talk about the basketball squad. The captain of the basketball squad is the brother of the girl he likes. He's the elder brother of the girl he likes. So it also creates this kind of weird dynamic where, yes, the guy is also like the big brother of the basketball team. He's like a leader. He's like a captain. And, Sakuragi kind of looks up to him, but also makes fun of him a lot of times because a lot of their interactions are just funny. And then we have his rival, who is called Rukawa. Now, Rukawa is a genius. He knows how to play basketball. He's in the same class as Sakuragi, and they're kind of rivals. He knows how to play basketball. A lot of people know him. A lot of girls like him. And funny enough, one of the girls that has a crush on him is none other than the girl that Sakuragi likes. So there's a little bit of this rivalry going on, and their character interactions are kind of funny. They insult each other a lot. They kind of pick on each other and stuff like that. Sakuragi sometimes refuses to pass to Rukawa during practice just because he doesn't want him to get the ball, because he knows if Rukawa gets the ball, Rukawa is going to shine and it's only going to make the girl like him more. So he hates that. It's funny to see that. And I have to say, out of all the mangas I read this year, Slam Dunk made me laugh out the most, followed by Great Teacher Onizuka, 14 Days in Shonan, and Great Teacher Onizuka. And then Golden Kamui, Hajime no Ippo, and then the final few chapters of Gintama. So my point here is that Slam Dunk does comedy really well. It really does. Another thing I like about the manga is the art style. Now, this is where we see Takehiko Inoue evolve his art to what we see in his later works, such as Vagabond and Real. It's all started here because in the beginning of the manga, the art is really good. The characters look realistic, but as the story goes on, you get to see a lot more detail in the way his art becomes. And boy, oh boy, it's just nice to see how he does that, because it's really not easy. One of the favorite things I love about manga is seeing an artist's or a mangaka's art style improve over time, and he really does it well. He does it, and this is where we begin to see how his art style for Vagabond and Real, got formed and made. So yeah, the art is really good. It's really solid. It's some of the best art you'll see. After all, Takehiko Inoue is one of the best artists in the manga industry. As for the story is good. Sports manga. The basketball team Sakuragi joins, they have their own goals. They want to make it to nationals. They want to win nationals. It's a really big goal, but hey, aim big. That's the best way to go for it. That's the best way to do things. Always aim for the top. And that's what they do. That's what they work towards. Because and it also makes us invested in them, because when you have a very big goal and there are also other teams that are probably better than you, it gives us the readers something to root for. Like, all right, let's see how you tackle these teams. The matches are great. The schools that they face and the other players that they face are also great, all with their backstories, with their motivations, stuff like that. So it also keeps you invested in it. But throughout the whole manga, I always supported them. I always supported Shohoku, which is the name of the basketball team that they're on. Sakuragi and the other guys are on. It's the Shohoku basketball team. I always found myself rooting for them. Didn't really want to root for the other guys that they were facing, because the characters in the Shohoku team were the best characters in the manga, period. So yeah, I have nothing but praise for this manga. Sakuragi is one of the best main characters I have ever seen. Rukawa is one of the best rivals I have ever seen. I love Akagi because as the captain, he really feels like this captain. He feels like the big brother of the team. He feels like a leader, and I really like that about him. He really stands out. He's one of the standout characters. And there are like many other characters that you can really see and root for and love and appreciate. So yeah, these are some of the good things about Slam Dunk. Now, these are some of the things that make Slam Dunk a great manga: the characters, the art, the story, the matches, the teams, everything about it basically. Now, as to what I didn't, as to some of the things that I didn't really like in the manga, it's the way some plot lines were added or were brought up, and then for some reason the manga ended and those things were never really explored, or those things were never really, we didn't really find out anything, we didn't get to see them develop or anything like that. I mean, it's fine. It's actually fine. I don't really think you have to explore everything, but some characters were brought in. Some players and some teams were brought in, and we had this hype for them, and we're like, oh, we're going to see these guys play, even if they don't play against Shohoku, the team that we're rooting for. They might play against another team, and we might get to see what they're all about. But we didn't really see that, and the manga ended like that, and then this point leads to the second point, that the second problem I have with the manga: the ending. The ending is not bad at all. It's not bad, but it's also not great. It's just good to okay, you know. And I feel that that's really what kind of takes a few points from Slam Dunk. Don't get me wrong; it's still a great manga. I still enjoyed it a lot. But like I said earlier, when you're a great manga, when people are trying to find points that they don't like and they really see your story, it just really has a lot of good things, you're going to nitpick and pick the little things. And well, I won't even say these are little things, because the ending for me really didn't hit that spot, to be honest. Haikyuu did a better job, and that's why it got knocked, Slam Dunk, from being my number one best sports manga of all time, along with Haikyuu, got knocked down a few positions down, and it's now sitting somewhere at the number 5 spot behind Haikyuu, All Rounder Megu, Hajime no Ippo, something like that. So yeah, it's really just because of the ending. I feel the ending could have been done better. But don't get me wrong, the ending isn't bad at all. By no means is the ending bad. It's just my own personal preference and a nitpick. And like I said, it's because I read Haikyuu first and finished Haikyuu, and I saw Haikyuu's ending, which was just one of the best endings I have ever seen. And it really blows it out of the water, because Haikyuu explored a lot of things. Haikyuu basically explored a lot of things that Slam Dunk didn't. You got players, you got teams, and you got to see them play, you got to see them in matches, even teams that you didn't expect to see. Meanwhile, Slam Dunk didn't do that. So that's why it knocks it that's why it got knocked off a few positions down. Slam Dunk is still a great manga. I can see why some people refer to it as the best sports manga of all time. Some people refer to it as the best shonen manga of all time. I don't agree that it's the best sports or shonen manga of all time, no, but I do feel it is one of the best of all time. No doubt about it. I feel it's one of the best, it's one of the greatest mangas of all time. As for it taking a number 1 spot in any of those categories, I kind of have to disagree, but it is a great manga nonetheless. Yeah. And there's one more thing I want to add about Slam Dunk. So when you check Twitter or some discussions surrounding some people's favorite manga panels, sometimes you see a panel from Slam Dunk come up, and this panel is Rukawa and Sakuragi like kind of shaking hands or just high-fiving each other, something like that. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this looks cool. And sometimes you think of it, some panels are spoilers, but believe me, when you see the moment in which that panel happens, yeah, where the events of that panel happen, oh boy, you actually, it won't be a spoiler to you because you'll just already be in the moment. You'll be happy in the moment with them. You'll be hyped. You'll be excited because when that moment happens, it's one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in any manga. So I just wanted to put that out there. And he has one of my favorite panels and favorite moments of all time. So yeah, Slam Dunk is a great manga, and I might make another video talking about it, maybe talking about a few spoilers and stuff like that, but I just wanted to put out this spoiler-free review of the complete manga. So yeah, read Slam Dunk. It's a great manga. If you like sports mangas, if you like basketball, or if you're a fan of Takehiko Inoue, read this manga. It's a really good manga. 276 chapters, I think. Yeah, so yep, and it's completed, so read it. It's a very good manga. It's great. So this is my review of Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue, and this is Dear God Tinku Hoi wishing you a happy new year in advance wherever you are. Peace.